They tried to keep us down. They couldn't do it. Get the real. They try. I love it. They try to keep us down, but we get back up and we dominate. Oh, we didn't post last week, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize, but we got enough content for 18 weeks coming up. So
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Down, get your snacks ready. However you're listening to this, in the car or working out or on the toilet, whatever. Sit down. You're gonna have to sit down. There's quite a bit of stuff. So McNeil, how are you doing? First of all, how's McNeil?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. Had a Marie had a battle with COVID. Then he went to pneumonia, so that was a lot of things. Had to do a lot of things with the baby.
Too much to that, but I mean, hopefully she's okay and the family's doing okay for you. So
yeah, the family's doing good, man. The kids went to school this week, so I actually got some private time now. So
nice. Look at
there you go.
I love it. You must have been what's daddy daycare over there with Marie out of commission. So
definitely daddy daycare, but a little funnier.
Yeah, a little Eddie Murphy. Funnier than Eddie Murphy.
Yes,
that was a pretty good movie. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a good movie, Daddy Daycare. Talking about movie reviews. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're the real MMA bros. We got Otis Etchcom on this side, Chris McNeil on that side. We bring you up-to-date MMA news as well as other sports news. We'll see how much we can fit. We got tons of. I mean, we got football starting up, brother. You know, me and you are excited about that. So
yes.
But
we're
gonna start with Woodley vs Paul results. We got Paul winning round 8, split decision. Actually, one judge gave it to Woodley. We're just gonna go with how do you feel about it and see where we go from that. How do you feel about? Do you think Paul deserved the win? Do you think Woodley fought to the best of his ability, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, I believe Paul deserved the win due to activity.
Correct.
Willie's issue. There was a lot of questions answered. How would Paul deal with adversity? Could he take a punch? Yep. Could he last 8 rounds? There's a lot of stuff. A lot of questions were answered. It all came down to activity. Woodley still had an MMA mindset, meaning in MMA you can use a lot more of your limbs. It's not volume with hands. He was picking his spots. Only difference is he was only able to use his hands. He wasn't able to use his other limbs. So he was picking his shot, trying to look for that perfect punch, which is the worst strategy to use in boxing.
There's no such thing. Sweet science. It's so funny because you're so right. MMA fighters always look for that perfect punch because it translates well to MMA. Boxing, that's not boxing, dude. If you're gonna wait for your perfect punch, you're gonna lose like Tyron Woodley did. You're gonna lose the fight because boxing is a sweet science. You want to hit, don't get hit. That's it.
Yeah. And Willie being so conservative, there were so many openings that Paul left to him.
Oh, many, especially around 6 up, dude. Oh my, he was exhausted.
So many openings with him walking straight up, with him just being in front of him with Willie just when Paul mainly had one combo. He had a double jab and then a right hook.
He was throwing a lot of those double jabs, and they were working. They were fine.
Either to the body, to the head, then right over. He hit, and Willie just didn't see it.
That's how he got his knockdown. That's how he got his knockdown at the double jab, and then he threw it over the top and clipped him. So
and see, Paul was throwing that combo, and Willie couldn't see it. And it was so many openings that Willie could have capitalized on, but Willie was searching for that perfect.
How do you feel about the old wind up, the old Roy Jones?
And on top of this too, I'm gonna go get to that. Willie had great success with his jab, but he didn't use it as much. Then and that was one of the reasons how he rocked him was that jab, and then he came over with that straight right. And Paul was hurt, but Willie didn't capitalize.
Woodley gave him so much time to recover. Why? Okay, go into Woodley's head. Why would you do that? Why? You had him hurt. Everyone in that building knew he was hurt. Everyone.
Yes.
Like,
you know what I think really happened? Those punches that Paul hit Willie with, they hurt Willie.
You think?
Yes, of course. Cause Willie wouldn't put himself in danger anymore.
I don't know, man. Like that's a good question. Did Paul hurt Woodley at any time, or did the punches hurt Woodley?
Yes.
I don't know, man. The only reason I say no is two things. Woodley immediately was like, give me the rematch, because he knows. He knows if he would have just put something together, he could have get that finish. And it's like, wow. That's what makes me so angry. We talk about this all the time, dude. If you're doing push-ups or sit-ups or running around the cage or doing something after a fight, you didn't freaking put everything into the, like.
Plus, too, honestly, what else was Woodley gonna say besides demand a rematch?
I mean, he could be going the top route and be like, "Hey, I got beat by the better man tonight. Like, this is my first boxing match. Like, I gotta get better."
He has so much on the line with this fight, so he has to demand a rematch. I think. Listen, those punches, Woodley felt them because if Woodley didn't feel them, he would have been more aggressive.
No, but okay, that's two different things, bro. That's what I'm saying. He felt them, but I don't think they hurt him. I don't think anything was even close to hurting him. Like. Nothing was in the ballpark of me Woodley getting hit and be like, oh shit, this guy could knock me out. I don't think Paul was gonna knock out Woodley.
Well, here's the thing. One thing that you know in watching fights, whenever someone shake their head, acknowledge it, or smile, that means it hurt.
Yep, I agree. Yep, you're right.
And Woodley did that after every punch that
he did a few times. Yeah, you're right. Good point.
And on top of this too is Woodley was reacting to every feint that Paul threw at him.
That was weird. Yeah, and that was weird.
Everything honestly, he threw at him.
It's like you said, Paul was just the better box. Dude, he outboxed Woodley, dude. Say what you want. Like, he outboxed Woodley. Like,
Woodley had, like, that let me know that those punches, and even Woodley said this too, and I read between the lines. He said that the reason why he didn't jump on Paul was he seen how Paul knocked out Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Which translate to that those punches hurt me.
Dude, that's why I didn't jump on it. Much, dude. Can we have like an 18-hour straight podcast? We gotta talk about, there's so much to talk about in this fight. This one fight has so many angles. You got Askren and Woodley now. Do you hear about that? Are in a little scuff?
No.
Yeah, brother. Read on that. Askren and Woodley are now in a little scuff. Freaking, I gotta research more, but apparently there's some beef going on between them. You have Jake Paul. You have the Paul. Is it Jake Paul, Logan Paul? I don't even know the Paul. They're just Pauls. They're just one person. The Pauls. You got Jake Paul freaking retiring, then unretiring 24 hours later. You got freaking Tyrone Woodley. Is he gonna get the tattoo or is he not gonna get the tattoo? Yes or no? Just a yes or no right now. Is he gonna get the tattoo or not?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's gonna get the rematch, and I think that's gonna be a legit rematch. Like.
Yeah, you know the thing I didn't understand about the tattoo?
What?
Is why Woodley haven't got the tattoo yet. They brought in a tattoo baby. They even during the ceremonial weigh-ins, they brought her out there with her big ass butt. I went on Instagram to look at her, check her out. Yeah, I went on Instagram to check her out afterwards.
Tattoo artist, but I think, dude,
that's why he didn't get the tattoo after the fight. Why he didn't get the tattoo after the fight?
It should have been. Honestly, why not? And we're in the Triller age, celebrity boxing. It should have been literally right after the fight. He literally sits down and they record him getting tattooed. That's what it should have been. But it was just a bully tactic by Jake Paul. Like, literally, that's how bully is that? Hey, if I win, you get a tattoo of my name on your butt.
Like, in front of at a press conference. At a press conference, and he went as far as saying
an anti-bullying charity that he puts on. Like, literally.
It's funny. He Willie didn't have a choice because he was like, "Oh, you're not confident? But you're not confident. This guy's not confident."
That's a bully technique, dude. Do you know how many times like, oh, you're not confident, so you're not gonna take the bet? Well, you're an idiot. You can't beat me. Blah 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 blah. And that's fine. At the beginning of the fight, I'm all for that. You got to have some sort of bullying techniques. Conor McGregor was the king of that. Like, he would bully you until you literally couldn't think straight. Like, ask Dustin Poirier if Conor McGregor's a good bully or Jose Aldo.
And plus, these guys are fighters. They're the bully's bully.
Yeah.
They're fighters.
Dude, that's funny you say that. The only way you can cure a bully is to bully. You have to bully the bully. That's literally the only way. Because think about it. If you don't bully a bully, what is he going to do? He's going to bully. It's not like a mathematics problem. He's going to bully more. You got to bully the bully, and you have to, let's say he's strong, you got to get stronger. If he's fast, you got to get faster. If he's smart, you got to get smarter. That's the only way you beat a bully.
Yes, and because these guys are fighters, they are the bullies. Bullies, because a lot of bullies, once you provide resistance to come back at them, they shell up or they don't because they just keep doing it because you allow
remember that show? I think it was called Bully or something.
Bully Beatdown.
Bully Beatdown. They got Eddie Alvarez to come beat the crap out of this guy. Like, it was so cool.
Jake Shields was one of them. Yeah, Bully Beatdown.
Yeah. Oh, the crazy guy who's in jail now, I think, was one of them.
Oh, Jason Mayhem Miller.
He was the host, wasn't he?
Yes, like, Jason Mayhem
that
Miller.
Dude's crazier than crazy, but I really like him. The craziest MMA guys of all time. Crazy Horse has to be, literally has to be. And
Felony. Felony. He changed his name to Felony. Yes.
Okay, that's more appropriate.
Here's the thing. I love Mayhem Miller. He let me down with the Bisping fight when he lost to that Bisping. I was rooting for him because I didn't like Bisping.
Me too. But Bisping was the better fighter, dude. Let's not.
Striker. He was definitely a better striker. Miller didn't even show up.
Yeah.
All right. So with that fight, with the tattoo, I would have got it immediately. The moment that they shook hands.
Why not?
The moment that they shook hands and said, if you get this tattoo, we're going to fight. Willie could have had Tattoo Baby in the back. He's a single man now. He could have let her tattoo his thigh.
My big thing, and dude, make it cool. If you want to get a tattoo, dude, there was no parameters. Like, all I had to say was, I love Jake Paul or something like that. Yeah. Make it an awesome, cool tattoo that says, I love Jake Paul. Or, and whatever. But let's wrap it up. So, final thoughts on Woodley Paul. What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Success, failure, is you see a rematch? What's going on?
Well, first of all, Tyron doesn't deserve a rematch.
Agreed.
He doesn't deserve a rematch, but I want to see it. He doesn't deserve it because he didn't do enough. He should If you guard if you think about it and judge in all the parameters of boxing, he deserves a little more. Because the only thing that Paul had on him was activity. Willie had control, pressure. He had the more power shots, but activity. There was a lot of times where Willie didn't.
Yeah, but let's be honest, dude. Activity's everything, bro. Like, it really is. Like, it's in MMA, it's even more because it's really highlighted when you're running away. In boxing, it's not so much because it's the art of evasion and stuff, and rolling your shoulder like Floyd Money Mayweather, but you can avoiding is more accepted in boxing than it is in MMA. In MMA, if you're literally avoiding or not throwing anything, dude, that it's really quick. It shows it shows real quick. So
activity means a lot in decisions.
So in my opinion, dude, it's like I agree with you. This is one of those takes where I agree with you mostly completely. He doesn't deserve a rematch. Will he get a rematch? Probably, if he gets the tattoo. With Jake Paul, we learned he's a boxer, dude. Ariel Helwani was saying it perfectly too. Even before this fight, just say Jake Paul wasn't a fighter, there's something wrong with your head. He's a fighter, dude. He's taking this seriously. He went 8 rounds with a Hall of Fame UFC fighter just out of his prime, not even way out of his prime, like a couple years out of his prime. Dude, he's legit. Like, and we keep saying it. We keep saying this. The Paul brothers are legit. Like, stop saying they're not.
Okay. Here's my thing about all that is, first of all, Ariel Helwani was supposed to big up Paul. Ariel Helwani was getting paid fat by Showtime.
Yeah, he was. He loved it. You watched the new MMA Hour?
And he wants more Showtime opportunities. And Jake Paul is a cash cow. So Ariel Helwani was smart. And listen, now here's the thing with Jake. I give Jake props for jumping into boxing, especially when he had a career. He was rich before he even came into boxing. He didn't have to do that.
So let's talk about that, dude. That we have so much to talk, dude. We're 20 minutes in. We're already just talked about one fight, but let's talk about that. Jake Paul, dude, was rich before. Usually it's the complete opposite. Usually you're poor, you're coming up. Yes. I mean, when I say name another rich person that CJ or CM Punk, maybe that's the only one. But I mean, we see how that went. Like, name another person who went into boxing or a combat sport rich, like hella rich, and it had success in it.
Yeah,
he's the only one.
Now I give CM Punk more credit than I give Jake Paul when it comes to being a fighter.
Well, yeah, well, MMA is
Here's
different
why.
from boxing. I agree. But...
Yeah, and plus, here's why. The same thing that a lot of people crucify Floyd Mayweather for being, he's arguably the greatest for picking his fights. Jake Paul picking the people he picked to go up against was strategic, very smart, and he's a businessman.
Okay, you're right though, but dude,
he's a businessman.
It's perfect. The people, first of all, no one can say Tyron Woodley was in the least bit like an easy fighter. Dude, look at him. He's ripped out of his mind. He trained with Floyd Money Mayweather. He's a UFC Hall of Fame fight. That's not I'm not even okay. Ben Askren. Say what you want. Ben Askren was an amazing in Bellator. Like he was a wrestling Olympic wrestling caliber wrestler. That again. And Nate Robinson, he was an NBA player. Like he was like at the top of the zenith of NBA. Like he's picking strategic, but he's picking the correct strategic person. Like
of course he's very strategic.
Who's next for Jake Paul?
Here's what Jake Paul has seen in those fights. Okay, NBA guy, no experience.
No
NBA guy.
Listen,
I haven't seen an NBA guy that's a fighter, period, other than Meta World Peace. All NBA guys, they wait for the referee. They wait for the referees to hold them back, and they can't
what's his name that everyone's making fun of lately? Matt Barnes and Kwame Brown. I want to see Kwame Brown do some.
I want to see Kwame Brown.
He would wreck. Like
also too, what they seen with MMA guys, no head movements in welterweight. So they seen these guys that had status enough, no hand movement, and undersized, which is perfect. I get a Paul brothers credit. They're very smart. So who would I see? He should fight Tommy Fury next.
Dude, we don't have time to go into that. That's another thing. But I mean, Tommy Fury with the win. Quick. How do you feel about his performance? And you just said he should fight Jake. Do you think they're gonna make that fight?
Well, Tommy Fury has a mouthpiece. He was in a reality TV show. His performance.
So just for the fans who might not know, Tommy Fury is Tyson Fury's brother. Okay, half brother, I believe, but his brother. He's literally a model. He's like, when you said he was like, yeah, he's good looking. I was like, yeah, he's literally like, and the way he talks, the way he like, he's literally a model. He reminds me of Luke Rockhold. Like he's very like Luke Rockhold-esque.
He's definitely a model.
He just got a victory. He just got a win against an MMA guy, who was fighting up. What was his name? Anthony something.
Anthony Taylor.
Yeah. So whatever. And now he's talking a bunch of trash and wants to fight Jake Paul, saying that he's nothing. He's a blah 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 YouTuber. Blah blah blah. So.
Okay, just a fun fact about that. Anthony Taylor, is Jake Paul's training mate. They brought Anthony Taylor in to train as Woodley for the Woodley fight.
Interesting.
Because Anthony Taylor's a smaller guy. He's actually a lightweight who ballooned up to 180 to fight him. So they brought him in to train as Woodley for the Woodley fight that Jake Paul fought.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And Jake Paul looked out for him, putting him on his card. So that's just a little fun fact. But here's the thing with the Tommy Fury Jake Paul fight. Okay, both of them got great mouthpieces. They got a great look. They got a pedigree with Fury. And Tommy Fury didn't do that much of a dominant performance enough to where Jake Paul can be like, okay, I'll fight that guy.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable fight next. But we'll see. I mean, Paul just retired, so he just unretired, I should say. He retired then unretired, so we'll see how he's feeling.
I didn't see the unretirement. Yeah, I didn't see the unretirement. I seen the retirement immediately. What I thought.
Literally this morning, he literally just unretired. So.
Okay, good. What I thought initially was the retirement news.
We got so much. Hey, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's still listening. Like the Real MMA Bros, we really appreciate everyone. We're going to go into the next thing. UFC results. We got Cannonier versus Gastelum. Cannonier with a round 5 decision victory. Fantastic fight. I mean, I'm super high on Cannonier. I've always been. I think he's the next contender. He's the next challenger for Israel Adesanya. They were supposed to fight before Cannonier lost. He lost to, who was it?
Bobby Knuckles.
Yep, he lost to Bobby Knuckles, who then got then Bobby Knuckles went for the title, correct? And then lost?
No, he lost to Bobby Knuckles, and then Bobby Knuckles fought after it, but Bobby Knuckles haven't fought for the title since. So you got those are the two. You got those two going for Israel's
title. I'm gonna say Cannonier because he's never had a chance. He had two chances. So I mean, it is what it is at this point. But
also too, in the Bobby Knuckles fight, Bobby Knuckles and Robert Whittaker, New Zealand fighter. Before that fight, Israel wanted to fight Cannonier. He was wanting to fight because he's seen Cannonier as a dark horse, but Cannonier lost.
Well, because they both love anime. So, and as an anime guy myself, I would love it. I'd love to see freaking Sasuke versus Naruto. I love it. I want to see it. So
I would love to see the poses in that fight.
Yeah, I know.
so
the hand signals.
Yeah, so this fight right here, Kevin Gastelum, this was one of Kevin Gastelum's first time having a full camp in a while because he's been taking out of short notice fights and fighting a lot of bigger fights. And this was supposed to have been a good fight for him because he had several opportunities and he's Mr. Reliable.
Yeah, he's almost impossible to knock out, man. That dude's chin is granite. Like,
almost impossible. And Cannonier was on a run until he ran into Robert Whittaker.
Yep.
So this was a great fight for that division.
Let's not talk. Robert Whittaker got injured, I believe, that first round against Whittaker and finished the fight. So that's pretty impressive by Cannonier. Like,
Cannonier got banged up. Yeah,
against Whittaker the whole fight and finished the fight. So. But so very, very quick. So we what do you see with Cannonier? What do you see with Gastelum?
Hey, let me go over the fight real quick.
Okay.
We haven't even gone over the fight.
I know. Yes. I'm over here just like we gotta get everything in.
Okay. So with the fight, it was a competitive fight. Cannonier was seeing all of the strikes that was coming until he started getting a little tired, and there was a little success with Gastelum, but Cannonier scouted Gastelum well. Gastelum, as always, didn't utilize his strongest point, which I believe is his wrestling.
Dude, why? Okay, can we have a quick pause on this? Why are wrestlers going away from their wrestling? Like, throughout MMA? Is that like a weird, like, we're seeing weird trends, low kicks. We're seeing way more low kicks. We're seeing more and more calf kicks. And we're seeing wrestlers going away from their wrestling. Why?
Okay, two things. Yeah, there was a lot of calf kicks in that fight. I think what it is wrestling hurts, and it's a grind. And the older you get, it hurts more. And I think when you knock out someone, when you have the ability, I finish this guy, and I'm not banging up a little bit, you fall in love with it. And I think he fell in love with the striking and the grappling part because it was less on his body. Because let's be honest here, he had an issue making weight this past fight. He had to get the towel, and he had to wait an hour.
We've talked about this too. Like, what I mean, we kind of made fun of it a little with the enchilada joke or the tacos, but literally, like, dude cannot. He was trying. He could. He was at 170. If he was at 170, do you know how he would wreck House? Like, when I say wreck House, no one would touch him. Like, are you saying Kamaru Usman would beat Kevin Gastelum? What?
It'll be a very competitive fight. So the way I've seen it, Kevin Gastelum had a couple good spots, but overall, Cannonier had the better strikes, picked them apart, and he rocked him twice. He hit him with some significant damages, and Kevin Gastelum has a chin of adamantium.
He really does.
Vibranium.
Say whatever element, it's literally you cannot knock that dude out. Israel Adesanya knocked him out like 8 times in the same punch, I feel like, and he still didn't knock him out. Like, he punched him and he was knocked out. He knocked out again, and he just wouldn't get knocked out.
So great win for Cannonier. I was happy for him that he got back on the winning track. Now he's in the top 10. No, as a matter of fact, he's in the top 5. What is he now?
Yeah, he's 4.
Yeah, I believe he's 4. I believe he's 4 now. So that's a great win.
Let's look at the 185. I mean, 185, you don't have too many people at the top. Israel Adesanya is kind of cleaning house. You got the Marvin Vittoris, you got the Paulo
Costa.
Which the thing is, if you look at the top, Israel's beaten literally everyone except Cannonier. So he's the last one.
I agree.
They'll make that fight. I think they need, honestly, I wish Cannonier would have got a knockout, only because that would have been better for his title case. But I think he's done enough to still, like, to warrant a title shot in the next year. like less than a year. So he might fight one more time, like a tune-up fight, like like okay, I'm gonna fight this, but I'm 100% fighting for the title next type of thing. And Israel, I mean, Israel has who on the horizon? I don't even know who Israel's fighting.
Israel is fighting. Is he fighting Robert Whittaker?
I don't think that's confirmed.
Hold up. He does have a fight because what happened was due to a visa issue, they rescheduled it.
Oh, but I think Robert Whittaker versus Israel.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up exactly real quick. I'm pulling it up right now. But yeah. I think because they were scheduled to fight recently, but due to it was like a visa issue. That
these Nigerian fighters are like, dude, just murking, man. I'm so impressed. Like, no, I don't see it, but let's just say, okay, for shits and giggles, let's just say his next fight is Robert.
Yeah,
Whittaker.
Robert. Yeah, it was Robert. Okay.
I don't see anything different, dude. I see Israel beating Robert Whittaker again, and then you got Jared Cannonier right there. So
yeah,
Israel's not going up again. I'll tell you that Israel's not going up again. Like he's not.
He said he is. He
said
he is.
Not. He'll say he is. He's not. And when I say not for the next 3 or 4 years, he's gonna stay at middleweight for the next 3 or 4 years. He's just not physically big enough to handle the power of the 205ers. He's just not. Like, I don't want to be mean. Like, it's like me. Like, I'm 5'8", 5'9", around 200 pounds. I can't handle a heavyweight. And like, I'm just like, you're just not physically big enough. Like,
okay, here's what's the background of that. They were supposed to fight in the Madison Square Garden card, but Robert Whittaker can get the fight, so it's pushed to.
I don't even want. That is the greatest card in UFC history on paper right now. That is that card. We don't even have time to dive in, but maybe at the end, maybe bonus show we'll go into it. But and then we got Giga versus Barbosa. What a fight! I watched every second. I love this fight. You got Giga winning in round 3, 144 by TKO. He almost had the submission too. He was so close to Barbosa tapping, I think, or passing out, but Barbosa was done. Like, Giga's kicks are next level. Those kicks are you get hit by 1 or 2 of those, it's not game over, but you feel it. Like, you're like, ooh. And Barbosa's the same way. Barbosa has amazing kicks himself, but Giga was the more offensive. I feel like he's really starting to like feel himself. Like, MMA wise, he's starting to be like, this is me as an MMA fighter, because of course he's coming over from kickboxing for how many years? He's a kickboxing champion. So he's starting to feel himself. He's starting to get the takedown defense. No one can take him down now. Takedown defense. And he's really starting to find his boxing. His boxing is terrific. He's kicking, his boxing, his kickboxing. He's just a really good fighter. I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yes. With that fight too is
I feel bad for Barbosa.
Here's the thing with Barbosa.
Also was at 145. 145.
Yes. Barbosa and Anthony Pettis trips me out, because the thing about Barbosa and Anthony Pettis is they're dynamic. They're very athletic. But when it comes to close range and jabs, the moment like their close range boxing is when people get that benefits from, like, is the advantage, because they have no close range and no boxing. And the problem is, once you get in close range and boxing, make it dirty, you can see them fold. You can see that energy comes. If you keep it distance and let them in a kickboxing match or karate match or whatever, that's when they flourish. But if you get it close, get it dirty, everything opens up for their opponent to defeat them. And that's the thing with Barbosa. Once it got close range, once the jab started hitting him in his mouth and stuff like that, he folded a little bit, because it was competitive up until that point. And that's when the boxing from Giga, how do you pronounce his name?
Giga. Chika today, I say. I don't know. Chika. I just call him Giga.
What he said.
But no, you're right, man. Well, I don't know about. I would a little Anthony Pettis, but more so Barbosa. If you make it a dirty fight, like if you have some dirty boxing up against the cage, like, you're right. As soon as that, because Barbosa wants space. Like, he is the king of space. Like, his kicks come so quick, and you don't see them.
Yes.
So it's like he's throwing out jabs with his kicks, and it's like, that's not good. But saying that, that's Giga's strength. His strength, Barbosa's strength was Giga's strength. So now when you have two strengths coming together, you look at the weaknesses. And Giga, I bet, is the same way. He probably doesn't want to keep it close, but he was way better close combat than Barbosa was, especially the dirty boxing. Like once he got hit in the face, once he found the range, the close range with Barbosa, it was pretty much all she wrote. Like he found his distance, and then what I loved how I know he's evolving is the first thing when he got Barbosa on the ground, he didn't try to finish him with strikes. He tried to get the submission because he saw that it was open and his neck was wide open. He almost got it, which I think would have been a bigger win if he would have got the submission on Barbosa. Yeah. But saying that he couldn't get it, whatever. Barbosa was up. He was tired. He was out on his feet, and Giga just finished it. It was pretty easy. It was elementary.
Yeah, it was. I'm looking forward to see what your boy Giga. I'm looking forward to see where it's coming.
He's top 10 now, so he entered the top 10, meaning he's gonna get harder fights. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. So at 145, you got so many great fights. I see him. I would really love him versus Calvin Kattar. Whew, that would be a fight.
The striking would be
insane. The Calvin Kattar's boxing versus Giga's kickboxing. Oh, that gave me chills right there.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good one.
So where do you see Barbosa's future?
Barbosa's future. Barbosa's gonna always have a job because he's an exciting fighter and he provides things that people love. And his history and his highlight reel is extraordinary. So I would say he's gonna stay in the bottom end of the top 10 between 5 and 10.
I'd say bottom 15, but we had this discussion before, but he's a gatekeeper. There's no question he's a gatekeeper. Barbosa is the gatekeeper of 145. If he wants to go to 155, maybe he'll have a better chance. I don't think so, but he's a gatekeeper right now, and he's going to get his fights. He's going to get his money, but he's not going to go for the title anytime soon. Not even in the next.
Well, this loss is fresh. He won't go for the title for. He won't.
No, not for a while. Not for. I mean, who knows? He could get two knockouts back to back, and then bam, he's right back in there. But think about it. I think fighting math is. Let's say you're the most you fight all the time. Let's say you fight literally all the time. You have 3 fights a year. Okay? 3 fights in 1 year. That's it. Let's say you lose one of those fights, you're screwed, man. Like you're like 1/3 of your fights you've lost. So
the thing about Barbosa too is with his name, if he gets 2 highlight reel knockouts,
right
in that division where knockouts doesn't come often, he'll stand a chance. But right now, I don't see him challenging for a title for a while. He has to put together a string of knockouts. He has to. If he don't, he's not going to sniff a title.
He's kind of in the, not really, but the Stephen Thompson, we talked about that, where Stephen Thompson's kind of like the only way is if you put a string of knockouts. Like if you even get decisions, he's pretty much over. So, and then last but not least, we're going to be talking about Brunson versus Till, the upcoming fight. How do you feel about this?
Okay, Till needs to win. His last fight, he lost to Robert Whittaker, but Till needs to win because Till was the great white height of the UFC. They was all behind him. He has the look. He has a striking pedigree.
He has the mouth.
He has all the tools, and he's fluent in Portuguese. So,
which is crazy. It's funny he trained in Portugal for most of his career, which is ridiculous.
In Brazil, yeah. So
what was it in not Muay Thai, in some sort of whatever the art is, whatever the it wasn't in MMA. He specifically trained in like a different mixed martial art.
Yeah, he trained in Brazil over there, and he has a kid over there, as we know, a kid that he's not in the kid's life. Never that's documented.
Well, he has Paige Van Zandt tattooed to his body, so.
But yeah, so Brunson's coming off of good winning streak. I think I really like this fight because Brunson is sloppy, but he's aggressive. Till is a well polished striker. I want to see Till back on. I want to see Till winning because with Till's mouthpiece and the way the UFC is behind pushing him, I want to see him do more. So I'm rooting for Till in this one.
So just for our audience, so Till is 1-3 his past 4 fights. He lost to Tyrone Woodley by Darce choke. Lost to Masvidal by KO, huge freaking KO. That was crazy. Lost to beat Kevin Gastelum by split decision, UFC 2, but split decision, and then lost to Robert Whittaker, unanimous decision. So I mean, first of all, he's fighting a who's who. Like he's Tyrone, and he fought before that with Stephen Thompson. So I mean, and he beat Stephen Thompson. So Woodley, Masvidal, Gastelum, Whittaker. So that's some, like I said, those are some fights right there. And then he has Derek Brunson's last fights. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. He beat Elias Theodoro, or the less attractive Luke Rockhold, I guess, Ian Hecht, Edmund Shabazian, and then Kevin Holland. So, I mean, there's quite a discrepancy in difficulty for fights. Definitely difficulty of schedule, strength of schedule. Till's versing the way better fighters. Let's be honest. Brunson is winning. He's 4-0 in his last 4, but against lackluster competition compared to Till.
And Till hasn't fought in over a year.
Yep.
Yeah, over a year
was
July 26, 2020.
Yep. So back 2020. Man, what has he been doing? Jeez.
I think it was an injury. He had an injury he had to recover from.
Yeah, and Kevin Holland. Brunson's been very active. Like, he just fought Kevin Holland March. Edmund Sebastian was August of 2020, and then he had 2 fights in 2019. So we'll see, dude. Let's go prediction. Okay. What do you see? Where do you see this fight?
Okay, let me go. Ways to win. Brunson's way to win is make it dirty and utilize his wrestling, because Till is not a strong wrestler.
Is Brunson gonna wrestle, dude?
I think he will. Yeah, he will. He will.
Against Till, why would you not wrestle?
He will. On top of, Till is a converted middle. He's a welterweight. He's a very huge welterweight going up to middle. So yep. Brunson will need to get inside and use his wrestling to win. Because if Brunson do not, Till will pick him apart and knock him out.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's kind of looking at these kickboxers. They want to fight at range. They do. And if you especially wrestlers, if you can close that range, DC was the king of it. He would not even DC, but Randy Couture, just dirty box. He'd literally just grind you up against the cage. You'd be like, frig, I want to get out of here. Like, this is not pleasant. And then either submit you or knock you out, dude. Those Greco-Roman wrestlers, the DCs, the Randy Couture's, those strong, even way back in the day, the Mark Coleman's, and they just grind you. They're grinders, yes. And they would make you quit. That's what you got to do. Like,
speaking of a wrestler that didn't utilize his wrestling, DC Daniel Cormier.
He fell in love with the knockout, dude. It's like you said. Once you get a few knockouts, you fall in love with it. Like,
and what really pissed me off with DC was, he, in the first round, he would toy with a guy, have him up on one arm, move his shoulder, submit him. And that would be the last wrestling he used for the rest of the 5 rounds.
Let's be honest, he didn't need it. Like, I remember that Dan Henderson, he literally picked up Dan Henderson over his head and threw him down. I think at that moment, DC was like, I'm way better at wrestling than every single human being in the UFC right now. So,
and you are right for the Dan Henderson fight, but the rest of the fights, like the Alexander Gustafsson and these other fighters,
but he got the win. You got to look at the loss. If he didn't wrestle in a loss, okay, I mean, okay, but he's getting wins, especially the Stipe Miocic. He knocked out Stipe the first fight, so I mean,
yes, in the first fight, and the thing about, okay, let's look at the other 2 fights. He slammed Stipe in the first round and didn't wrestle no more.
Yeah, that was weird.
And didn't wrestle anymore. And let's look at the Gustafsson fight. When he slammed Gustafsson, it was right then and there you knew that there was a different level to this shit. Instead, he stood up with Gustafsson, a taller, rangier fighter, and they just beat each other up.
That was so weird. It was a great fight. It was a fantastic fight.
Phenomenal fight.
Like, it was literally one of fights of the year. Like, it was fantastic. But saying that, you're right, dude. Like, it's just like I said at the beginning, what is with these wrestlers not wrestling? Like, it's so weird.
There was so much damage, and you look at his face when he fought Gustafsson and these other fighters afterwards. He got beat up so much when he just wrestled, he would have fine. But let's go back. Okay, predictions for the Brunson Till fight. Okay, I'll
go first, because usually you go first, and I'm always like, I'll do the same. I'm gonna say Brunson by round. If he uses his wrestling, which we're gonna assume he's going to, round 3, maybe 4 TKO. Round 4 TKO. Here we go. Round 4 TKO.
I like that. You know, the thing that gets me too is with this wrestle. If you just take him down or appear that you're gonna take him down, let's give him more to think about. Yeah, it's a psychology thing.
Is faint like you're gonna take him down once or twice, that's it. Then you can have some fun and you can box, but
Yeah.
you got to get them thinking about the takedown.
Yes.
If
Yes,
they
they
don't
would think about it.
they're gonna throw these high kicks, these sweep kicks. They're gonna do whatever they want. Like,
Yeah. Brunson needs to make it dirty. Because if Till, okay, Brunson has a tendency to be very sloppy, and if he's sloppy, Till will piece him apart. So I'm gonna go with Till TKO second round.
I love it. Yep. The only way I see, so Brunson is known. He can be knocked out early in fights. He gets a little what's the word? A little overzealous on these fights and just goes forward with it. Literally, his head. He's like a Naruto character. His arms are behind his back, and he's just like, do it. He gets knocked out.
Yes.
So that's until is a knockout artist. But I'm still gonna stick with Brunson later rounds only because Till. It's like you said. He was a huge welterweight, but he like going up to middleweight. He's about the same size as these guys. So he can't use that speed and power to really take advantage of these guys. And Brunson's not. Brunson is he's a vet. He's a veteran. You're not gonna like. He's been in all of these fights. Now again, Till has the strength of schedule. Till has been going against just killers, and Brunson's been going against like okay. But this is the first big test of Brunson's a recent career. Because Brunson's gone against Whitaker. He's fought Whitaker. He's fought
Israel Adesanya.
Yeah. He's fought killers. He knows what the levels are.
Now, all the reason to use this wrestling is Brunson is a legit middleweight. Put some of that middleweight body on Till. Have him feel the difference in weight class. At least
round 1 and 2. After that, like once Till's tired, then you can start opening up. But until then, dude, Till is dangerous. The first 2 rounds are dangerous. Like, but Till's another one who keeps his chin way out there too. Ask Jorge Masvidal if his chin is out there. Like,
yes. Yeah, I agree. Until he does that lean back, almost like that.
It's a lot of the British fighters do this weird like lean back, like with their heads up, but then they throw. It's weird. I don't know why.
It's a Thai boxing. It's a Thai boxing.
Yes. Oh, it was Muay Thai. I think it was Muay Thai actually, where he was in Brazil. He was like a Muay Thai guy, but I could be wrong.
Okay, cool. Next up, Anderson Silva versus Tito, a boxing match.
Anderson Silva versus Tito Ortiz in a boxing match.
Talk about a chess move with Anderson Silva making it at 195.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Tito's really pissed about that, but Tito's pissed about everything. So.
Oh, okay. This match is coming up on September 11th. It's the co-main event for the Oscar De La Hoya and Vitor Belfort fight. Yeah.
So, let's start at the top. Let's go with Oscar and then go down.
Okay. Oscar De La Hoya, Vitor Belfort. First of all, TR Titor is back.
I know, TR Titor. Dude, Oscar is so undersized. Like, when we say so undersized, like, Vitor must have a solid 40 or 50 pounds on him. Like solid, like muscle.
So, yes. What weight class? What weight did they fight in that?
I don't know. Like,
gotta be open. Gotta be an open weight class.
So much bigger than Oscar De La Hoya. Like, the only I'm gonna say this. The only way Oscar De La Hoya wins this fight is if he utilizes the Floyd Money Mayweather technique and don't get hit. Literally no hits. You're not gonna hit me once. I'm gonna pit pat you. I'm not gonna knock you out by any means, but I'm gonna pit pat you and I'm gonna make you feel my punches for literally however long the fight is. That's it. No other way to win that fight. Zero. That's it. Because if Vitor touches Oscar, just touches him. If he blows on him, he's gonna feel it. Like, he's gonna be like, oh shit, it's gonna be a long night or a short night.
Oh yeah, it is. So with that fight, the way Vitor is looking, Vitor is gonna be super aggressive.
Vitor looks amazing. Like, oh my god.
Now, one thing's not gonna happen with this fight, like the Woodley fight. Vitor is gonna come at him to fight. He's gonna he's a volume puncher too. He has power volume puncher, which I think potentially that could be his downfall.
Maybe. You think he's gonna gas?
Because I think that Oscar wants Vitor to come at him. Because the tendency with boxers. What's up?
I would say yes, like of course, like that's what you want to gas. But saying that, dude, Vitor just has to. He doesn't have to hit him clean, man. He just has to touch him. Like Oscar better have some head movement. Head movement. Head movement.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Have some crazy head movement.
Yes, and I think too that we have seen this with these MMA guys, man. Head movement is not that strong. I think that.
Nope. You're right. They're not. It's one of their biggest weaknesses is head movement for MMA guys.
When it comes to boxing, because in MMA, your head can be stationary because you got to be looking for everything. With boxing,
usually they have their hands. Their hands are for the takedown. Like they don't even care about really the head movement until it's closer range. But like you don't care about head movement when you're like kickboxing range. Like you got like you just put your hands down. Like you're like.
So, my prediction for this fight, Vitor's been
Hoya first round KO.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Vitor's been boxing has been a strong point. He's been training boxing for years and stuff.
A long time.
My thing is, well, there's a 4-year difference between both of them, I think. So I see
like age isn't a thing. They're both old. Like
they're both old. But Vitor has that size, and we have seen Vitor with TRT is a monster.
Yeah, we've seen that in MMA. When Vitor takes our TRT, he's a different human being. Like
his confidence in everything.
Yeah, spinning heel kicks, knockouts back to back. Like
Oscar needs to be on a bike in this fight.
Yep, correct. He needs to be on a. What's bigger? He needs to be on a moped. He's like.
What Oscar's done? If I was Oscar, I would hit him, get him mad, move out the way, hit him, have Vitor miss more. Yep. But Oscar would have to beat him in a decision, or later rounds. But early, I go Vitor. Early Vitor.
Yeah, I got early Vitor too. I don't know how picking this fight you're not picking early Vitor because it's like he has such a size advantage. I mean, let's be honest. You never know what's going to happen in a boxing or MMA fight. You never know. I mean, you got two human beings going in there fighting. Like, you never know. One might. What if that night Vitor the death of someone and he's depressed and Oscar takes advantage of it? Whatever. Anything can happen. But saying that, Vitor's so much bigger and stronger. So much. Like, not even like, it's like nickel and dimed. He's so much bigger and stronger, and he has a boxing credential. He's not like a slouch when it comes to boxing. It's not like Nate Robinson going in there, like who's never boxed in his life.
Vitor not at all.
He's a boxer. Now, yes, Oscar De La Hoya, we're kind of minimizing Oscar De La Hoya's importance in boxing. He's one of the greatest boxers of all time. Let's be real. Say what you want about him being crazy or drunk, or he's literally one of the greatest boxers of all time. Period.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But again, I just can't go against Vitor with that size and that just the weight discrepancy.
Yes, I'm Vitor early for me. Oscar's going to have to show me something. Here's what I always say about these guys coming out of retirement. If you can come out of retirement now, why you didn't do it sooner? So, but
to devil's advocate, maybe they just they thought that they were going to stay untired, and then something like have you ever there's like a fire that gets put out, but then it gets ignited just a tiny bit. Like, for instance, your popcorn obsession. You said you hadn't had popcorn for how long?
Oh, it was a while.
A long time. You had some with me. You're probably itching for some more popcorn right now. Like, you're probably
yeah. I didn't even finish it, but yeah, I get what you're saying. You still got the itch for it. You still do.
Something, I don't know what Oscar did. I think the itch for Oscar was everyone else was coming out of retirement, and making money, and he was like, "Wait, I want to make money. I want to get out of retirement."
That's really what it was. He's seen that's opportunity for money, and now he's finding an MMA guy with all these boxers jumping on it. I think it's an opportunity for money because, to me, the thing about when it comes to the fight game, why I said why you didn't do it sooner, because fighting is all about physicality, and the older you get, your physicality goes down, and it sucks to train.
Yeah, no one, when I say this, Father Time is infinity in zero. Like, he's literally will beat every single human being. Like, you can't beat Father Time. Like,
yeah. So I think Oscar is just a catch grab for Oscar. It's a catch
Which
grab for Oscar.
I respect that. I respect it, dude. If Oscar wants to go in there and get KO'd the first round, second round against Vitor, but make like $1 million, $2 million, okay. Like that's not like, but he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna win this fight. I really don't. And if he does, I'll be the first to be like, whoa, I was wrong. Like,
well, if it goes to the
again, he's a Hall of Fame, one of the greatest boxers of all time. So let's keep that still in the back of our heads.
If it goes to decision, Oscar will win.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because if it goes to decision, it means that Vitor didn't hit Oscar hard enough to knock him out. And if that's the case, yes, Oscar's probably is going to win on decision.
Because here's the thing. When the fight goes longer, your natural boxing skills come in when you're tired. The stuff in Oscar's natural reflexes and natural boxing skills dwarfs Vitor's.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
When they're both tired, Oscar will win.
But again, it's TRT Vitor. He don't get tired. He's got that. Literally, his testosterone. They're doing studies on him to see what the max testosterone in a human being can be. Like, I think he's having levels of like. Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball radars or the little thing? Yes. Literally, we have a TRT radar. It breaks when it goes to TRT. They're just like, it's a 5,000 power level. And it blows up. It's testosterone's at 5,000.
Yes. And
that's TRT Vitor. So
that's TRT Vitor. So that I see it decision Oscar. That's what I see.
Okay, that's possible.
And you see Vitor early knockout?
Early knockout. I do. And again, these fights are like, you never know what's going to happen. You literally never know. I'm just going by the numbers, and I'm going by how I feel and past precedent and whatever. But Vitor, he's just different. And the size. How do you see him beating the size? Like, it's just too much bigger. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. And too, the same thing with Woodley too is Vitor has knockout power, but he don't have one punch knockout power. Now
maybe not boxing. I don't know.
Now definitely. I can't think. Now the only thing I've seen him with the one punch knockout power was the kicks. Now he swung with hands. He hit and he swung with hands. I can't think of a one punch knockout. And then you got the gloves. Now Vitor does have power.
Yeah, there's no question. He does
have power. So that's what I see. So next up, Anderson Silva, Tito Ortiz at 195.
My go, Anderson Silva. Very interesting. It's at 195. I think that's very interesting. I think it's funny. Like Tito is like, you're just you jerk, blah blah blah. Dude, what was he supposed to? Dude, what do you want to fight him at open weight? Like, Anderson Silva's only 205 pounds soaking wet. Like,
yes, and Tito, you really can't say nothing. Anderson Silva is giving you an opportunity to make millions, and you're broke. Yeah,
you're really broke.
You're broke. So
how inappropriate can we be on this podcast? Can I say inappropriate stuff or?
Hey, listen,
I want to know, bars, man. I don't. If kids watch it, we might need to like get a little bit more PC. But
let me add this too. And Tito has shown that he's a master of making horrible decisions.
Yeah.
When it comes to love life, when it comes to
you set me up. I was gonna say, well, he doesn't have any more money because he's buying blowjobs from porn stars. So.
I know. So he's a master making bad decisions when it comes to professional, love life, and everything else. So Anderson knew he was going to take it. So what you about to say?
Let's talk about his what isn't he? He's not the governor. What is he? He's like a representative or something. Huntington Beach.
No. He was relieved of that duty.
Oh, was he relieved? Oh yeah. I wonder why. He's the number one. I can just see Vitor with an anti-vax shirt, with a Fauci is the devil. What else? With
he does wear that stuff already.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Just every like conservative point. Like Mr. Potato Head is a man, not a woman. Like Dr. Seuss. Read all of Dr. Seuss books.
And you know what's funny? He does wear shirts with that stuff. That's him to a T. So, Mr. Plandemic.
This fight's very simple in my estimation. Let's just say the size. This is one. It's kind of the opposite of where the size isn't going to be as big of a factor as the Vitor versus Oscar. I think Tito's, of course, going to be the way bigger fighter. That's not even a question. But talking talent wise, Silva's made a career of fighting bigger people and just like literally making them look silly. Like he's gonna make Tito look silly. Like
and Anderson Silva would destroy Tito in MMA.
Correct.
When Tito can use his wrestling.
Correct.
So I think Silva with his speed advantage, his length, his timing, and Tito is a great boxer, but Tito is an aggressive guy, and he's a muscle head. I wouldn't
say a great boxer. He's an okay boxer.
I don't think he's
a great boxer.
And he's a muscle head. Like boxing is wrestling is his thing, and he's a muscle head. I think that he's gonna come in caveman style. Silva's gonna pick him apart. Silva's gonna rock him. Silva's gonna knock him out. I see Silva knocking him out in third round.
Correct. That's funny you say third round. I was like, Silva's going to knock him out early rounds. I don't know how early, but to be safe, I'll say third round. It could be second. It could be second. It could be third. It could be fourth, but it's going to be relatively early. I don't think it's going to be first because Silva has a tendency of using the first round as timing to get his timing down, and he doesn't really go power punches in the first round. But second or third, it might get scary in there for Tito. Like,
yeah.
If Silva goes into it being like, I want to kill that guy, like I hope he does. I really hope he does. Not like a Patrick Cote or like a weird respect type thing. I don't think he respects Vito or Tito. So
no, come on, it's hard to respect Tito.
Yeah,
Tito consistently give you reasons not to take him serious and not to respect him. So it's hard.
I don't want people thinking I'm a negative guy. I don't like talking bad about people or negative about people, especially like people who can't defend themselves. Like Tito's never gonna watch this. He's never gonna be like, "Oh, I did not give money for blowjobs to porn stars." Like, but you reflect what you put out in the world. And that's what Tito puts out into the world, this big guy, macho man. I'm a Republican, conservative, and blah, blah, blah. And same thing with the Colby Covington. Same thing with when you put that like small dick energy out in the world, you're going to get small dick energy back. Like you're going to be like, you're not going to be respected. And that's Colby Covington, Tito, others like, there's other people too.
Yes. When you project out that you're, when you're constantly got to project out your superiority that you feel, whether it's due to your values or whatever else, there's gonna be the moment when you project out something contrary to that, it's gonna be magnifying because why? If you feel you need to do it, that's insecurity that you're hiding. And that's what Tito is doing.
And Tito, he had. I mean, no offense to the porn stars in the industry. I think adult workers and sex work is important and great and do you boo type of thing. But him like having so many porn stars, there's some sort of psyche behind that. Like there's some sort of like he's doing it because he wants to like prove to himself, I can get a porn star, I can do this, or. Maybe even MMA was his big thing. Maybe, but Tito he seems like a bully to me. He just seems like a bully, and he doesn't seem like he's not the bully who bullies the bully. He's just a bully. Like
yes, and see, I get back in the day, I thought it was a gimmick because we need these fighters need gimmicks to make money. I got that, but now he's showing that it's not a gimmick. He really believes in this stuff that he try to project out. So I think that's going to be his downfall because he's going to look at Silva as a small guy, and I'm a bigger, stronger guy, and I'm going to come in and try to knock him out because I'm bigger, stronger, and he's going to get knocked out.
Correctamundo. Chris with the one correct pick. I'm amazed. You were 1 for 10. That's really good, dude. 10%.
Yes. Do you want to go over the little scuttlebutt things that's going on in MMA, like you was talking about the Nate Diaz and Connor?
That's a great question, Chris, and that's a question that only our bonus show viewers will get because we will go over all of that in the bonus show.
There you go.
So, Chris, do you have anything else for our viewers before we sign off?
I have nothing else for my viewers. We went over some key points. Next pod, we're going to talk about the upcoming cards, the real big cards. Stay
guys,
tuned for
make
that.
sure to watch next week's. It's huge cards, and we're talking not like big, huge. Donald Trump, huge. It was a huge. China. Huge.
China huge. Yes.
China huge. So guys, this is the Real MMA Bros. Please watch our bonus show if you want some more content. Like he said, next week we're going to be going over tons of MMA cards. So I'm Otis Edgecombe, okay? AKA, what do you want to AKA me? I don't even know. I don't have a nickname. The Flash? I used to be called The Flash. Otis Edgecombe, AKA The Flash. We got C. Brizzle McNeil, AKA The Dominator. No, that's what he's taking, The Dominator. We gotta get better names, dude.
Like, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do.
C. Brizzle. So we just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching. Again, like, subscribe, join our community. Do it right now. Just click. Hey, how hard, Chris? How hard it is to click the like button? How hard is that?
It's not hard at all.
Hey, look, I did it. I just clicked the like button. That's it. That's all the effort it takes.
We click buttons all freaking day. It's not that hard at all.
Yeah, just click a button, bro. So we appreciate all of you. We love it. The Real MMA Bros is here to stay, here to grow. We're thinking about expanding into other sports too. The bonus show will talk about NFL and NBA. If you guys want that, please. If you send us an email, if you have a topic you want us to discuss, we're all about that. Even if you want a cameo, if you want, dude, free. If you want to join this discussion live, we could do that. So that's about it. The Real MMA Bros. Otis Edgecombe, Chris McNeil. Anything else, Chris?
Nothing else.
Peace, love. Peace.